UTC or La Jolla area and use the 52 bottom of the Golden Triangle, you want to pay attention. We're following a fatal crash, as Netta and Eric just mentioned, and this has all traffic diverted to Genesee Avenue. So here's where Genesee Avenue, and then take Governor westbound, and then get on Regents south to the 52, and that's how you get around that this morning. Otherwise, if you are before the 52, you can exit Balboa, head west that way, or you can just avoid this area altogether and head on the 805 to the top of the Golden Triangle where the 5 and the 805 merge. But yeah, if you're using that route this morning, you want to give yourself some extra time. As of right now, travel isn't bad. Again, it's mainly the 52 between the 5 and the 805 that we're worried about. Chopper 8 should be live over that scene any minute now, so we will continue to bring you updates and a live pick when we get that. Back to you guys.
Chopper 8's there. Okay.
Yeah, Chopper 8 has just arrived on scene on the 52 over this fatal crash. And right now, the 52 West is completely shut down to traffic between Genesee and Regents Avenue. So it looks like they were over the scene. And again, things are really quiet on the westbound end because traffic is completely, because crews have completely shut down, again, those lanes to anyone headed westbound towards the 5 connector. Let's go ahead and showcase exactly where this is happening on our traffic maps. You can see that those lanes near Escondido, about 15 minutes. All right, 6:09 is the time. Let's go ahead and pull up those border wait times. We're tracking about an hour 40 to get you in from San Ysidro's port of entry. If you're traveling in from Otay Mesa to cross over, it'll take you about 45 minutes at last check. All right, a heads up for drivers in the South Bay. The connector between westbound State Route 54 to the southbound 805, as well as parts of Telegraph Canyon Road, will be closed tonight and tomorrow. This is going to have a major impact for drivers in the South Bay. It will be happening tonight, starting at 10:30 all the way through tomorrow morning at 5, ending on Thursday morning. Caltrans says this project spans 4 miles from East Palomar in Chula Vista to the 54 in National City. Now, crews are making improvements to bridge safety, sound walls, and auxiliary lanes, and detours are in place. But of course, you want to plan ahead because that could cause a headache if you're not prepared. Evan? Right in Escondido, it's the 52 West that's a concern for those areas and those major freeways north of the 8. As we take a look at travel times coming in from the East County, anywhere between 3 to 7 minutes on the 94, the 8, as well as the 52 at last check. Back to you. 12 minutes for those southbound drives in from the North County. So it looks like we're in pretty good shape. If you're traveling out of Oceanside and Escondido, again, the major concern that we were following today was that traffic alert on the 52 West right at Regents, but it looks like traffic is now, or lanes are now back open to traffic. Evan? Right in from the North County headed south, about 70 mile per hour speeds coming in from Oceanside on the 5 and about 60 or so on the 15 coming in from Escondido. If you're traveling in from the East County headed west this morning, about 3 to 7 minutes coming in from Lemon Grove as well as the College area. We're starting to see some minor brake tapping coming in from Santee headed towards Tierra Santa. We're at steady speeds right now for the most part, 45, 50 mile per hour or so coming in from the South Bay. That is usual for this time of morning. But take a look at this. We're crawling along the Coronado Bridge in from downtown. It'll take you about 13 minutes. This is typically about a 3-minute drive, so you can add on 10 more minutes. It speeds down to about 10 miles per hour. I'll take a look at the CAD and see what's happening there. Could be some construction wrapping up. I didn't see anything earlier, but yeah, the Coronado Bridge right now is seeing some congestion. Back to you. Hey, Sunny. It looks like Sam's trying to claim some sort of dominance there. I don't know. 6:50 is the time on your Tuesday morning, your Taco Tuesday. Here's what it looks like on the 5 in both directions. Yeah, very clear view of that drive headed to and from Old Town Avenue. This is what it looks like on the 52 in both directions at the 125. Things are starting to slow down between the 125 all the way towards Mass coming in from Santee. No surprise there. This is the 15. Meanwhile, southbound just north of Felicita as folks make their way inbound from the Escondido area headed south towards Rancho Penasquitos and Rancho Bernardo. All right, no major crashes, no issues. We're at, again, our usual speeds that we see at this time of day, 15 miles per hour or so as you cross onto Coronado coming in from downtown. There are no crashes that I'm seeing on the CAD, but there is unusual slowing to get to Coronado at last check from the 5. It's typically not this slow. And right now it looks like the travel could take you about 15 minutes just across the bridge. 20 mile per hour speeds, meanwhile, on the 805 stop and go from about Sweetwater Road down to 8 mile per hour speeds coming in from the South Bay out of Chula Vista on the 5 North headed towards National City. Back to you guys. Near Tuesday, we're tracking a crash that's going to slow things down coming in from the South Bay on the 5, right at Civic Center. Car versus a motorcycle. Traffic backed up all the way down to about J Street and speeds down about 9 miles per hour or so. In fact, here's the impact. This is a live look on the 5. It's that southbound drive as you make your way towards Rancho Bernardo, Rancho Penasquitos. Travel times are officially in the red, so about 20 minutes right now to get you northbound in from the 5, from the 54 shooting up to the 8. About 30 minutes coming in from San Isidro to the 94. And we're still seeing a pretty slow drive to get onto Coronado Island in from downtown to Coronado. About 8 minutes, slowest speeds down to about 17 miles per hour. Netta. In the South Bay, that's where we're tracking a crash involving a motorcycle, and this is going to be right at Civic Center. This is already a slow spot for this time of day, so you can expect additional slowing as you make your way northbound from Chula Vista. In fact, right now, speeds down to about 9 miles per hour or so, and we're at a stop starting at about J Street. In fact, here's a live look. I use the 805 as an alternate route. That isn't any better. 30 minutes in from San Isidro up to the 94. So overall, it's really slow coming in from Chula Vista National City this morning, and then we're tracking about 7 minutes full span of the Coronado Bridge. Drive times to get you westbound this morning in from the East County, about 3 to 9 minutes or so on the 94 and the 8. 15-minute drive, so we're starting to see a good amount of brake tapping coming in from Santee. Stop and go from the 125 all the way towards Mast, and average speeds about 35 miles per hour or so. Here's what it looks like coming in from the North County. No major issues nor delays. In fact, about a 15-minute drive for both the 5 and the 15 headed in from Oceanside as well as Escondido. And a big heads up for drivers out in the South Bay. The connector between westbound State Route 54 to southbound 805, as well as parts of Telegraph Canyon, will be closed tonight and tomorrow. The closures will be between 10:30 p.m. to 5 a.m., ending Thursday morning. Caltrans says the project spans 4 miles from East Palomar Street in Chula Vista to the 54 in National City. Crews are making improvements to bridge safety, sound walls, and auxiliary lanes. And of course, detours will be in place, but of course, make sure that you plan ahead, because this could throw a wrench in those plans if you have any travel towards those hours. Back to you guys.
All right.
Yeah, it never is. We are tracking a good amount of slowing across our major freeways, and we are continuing to follow this crash involving a motorcycle and another car on the 5 North right at Civic Center. Traffic backed up well past J Street as you make your way towards National City in from Chula Vista. In fact, here's a live look at the brake tapping top right of your screen there. That's at drive as you make right now in from the 54 shooting up to the 8. Not much relief on the 805. I would say opt for that as an alternate route. 40 minutes though from San Isidro to the 94. All right, CBS8.com/traffic for more updates. We'll be back after this. Things off with a live look outside. I want to showcase the drive coming in from Chula Vista. A few that are impacting traffic. One involving a motorcycle. This is on the 805 North, right at the 54 split as you pass Plaza Bonita, coming towards National City. And we have another one, this one involving major injuries on the 94 West right at Lemon Grove. This one's also involving a motorcycle. The fire department is blocking the 2 fast lanes, and you can see that it's causing a good amount of slowing even close to Rancho San Diego on the 94. All right, 15 South right at the 78. We're also tracking another crash. This is going to slow things down if you're making your way in from the Rainbow Fallbrook area headed south towards that 78 connector. Let's go ahead and showcase your travel time. We are in the run in from Lemon Grove, 7 minutes in from the College area to the 805 on the 8 West. And then if you're traveling in from the Santee neighborhood headed towards Sierra Santa, 32-mile-per-hour speeds, about 15 minutes full span. Carlsbad road crashes involving motorcycles. The latest one is in the South Bay on the 5 North right at H Street, and the motorcycle is reportedly down in the fast lane. We have another nearly identical crash on the 15 North right at El Cajon Boulevard. The motorcycle is also blocking the fast lane as you make your way past Adams into the Mission Valley area via the 15 headed towards the 8. And then we are continuing to track this one. The 2 left lanes are blocked in Chula Vista on the 805 North approaching the 54, and stop and go traffic down to 8th Street following a crash there as well. All right, travel times, let's go ahead and take a look. 25 to 40 minutes to get you northbound. So we're at a crawl. You can expect a lot of those numbers to continue climbing because of the crashes that we're tracking on our major freeways. We'll be back after this.
Blue.
Yeah, so here's the deal. This is a live look on the 805 just south of the 54, and what you're looking at is a crash involving a motorcycle, and it looks like it is blocking the fast lane. So we are down to about 4 or 5 lanes or so, including this one right here. So this is going to slow things down if you're coming in from Chula Vista headed towards National City. Stop and go traffic down to about 8th Street as of last check on the 805. We're also tracking another crash, this one on the 5 North right at 8th Street, involving a motorcycle down in the fast lane. So it looks like, yeah, to not sugarcoat it, things are pretty slow and go coming in from Chula Vista National City this morning due to those 2 crashes. We're also tracking another crash, this one near Normal Heights on the 15 North right at El Cajon Boulevard, also involving a motorcycle. So this is probably the 5th or 6th one that I've reported this morning. As we take a look at travel times, yeah, it's a brutal drive. Bottlenecked right now coming in from San Ysidro up to the 94, about 45 minutes there, and 30 now making your way towards the 8 from the 54 on the 5 North. Back to you guys. Actually highlighting one of the motorcycle crashes that we're tracking, and we're actually tracking 3 across the region right now. So this is one of 3 on the 805 North. This is just south of the 54. So this is going to bottleneck things as you make your way northbound in from the South Bay. It is looks like it's stop and go traffic all the way down to about 8th Street as you approach the Mile of Cars area. And we have another motorcycle crash. This one is on the 5 North right at 8th Street involving another motorcyclist, and they are down 24 as you make your way northbound headed towards Mission Valley. All right, let's go ahead and pull up those travel times. We are crawling right now in from the 5 and the 805, about a 40-minute drive headed from San Ysidro up to the City Heights area. And here's what it looks like for those drives coming in from the East County headed west, anywhere between 8 to 14 minutes on the 94 and the 8. About 16 minutes on the 52 west in from the 125. All right, well, we have a heads up for drivers in the South Bay. You may want to listen in. The connector between westbound State Route 54 to the southbound 805, as well as parts of Telegraph Canyon Road, will be closed tonight and tomorrow. It will be happening between 10:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. ending on Thursday. Caltrans says that the project spans about 4 miles from East Palomar in Chula Vista to the 54 out in National City, and crews are making improvements to bridge safety, sound walls, and auxiliary lanes. Detours around that time will be in place. Netta. Look on the 5 in both directions as you make your way inbound from the South Bay headed towards National City. We're at a crawl across several of our major freeways due to a few crashes, a lot of them involving motorcycles. We have the 2 left lanes blocked in the South Bay on the 805 North as you approach the 54 due to an earlier crash. We also have another crash involving a motorcycle on the 5 North right at 8th Street. The cyclist still blocking the fast lane. And then we have this one near the Normal Heights Kensington area on the 15 right at El Cajon Boulevard. Travel is still really slow. We're calling in from Chula Vista National City, 30 to 40 minutes right now. Average speeds anywhere between 20 to 25 miles per hour headed northbound. And if you're traveling in from the east, and 7 to 14 minutes on the 94 and the 8. CBS8.com/traffic is where you can find more updates. We'll be back after these messages. On your Taco Tuesday, here's what it looks like outside on the 805 in both directions as you approach the Kearney Mesa area near the 163 connector. I wanted to showcase this camera because this is where we're tracking a 2-car crash on the 805 North right at the 163 split. The camera wasn't on that incident, but it looks like it's just north of that near Balboa. We're also tracking a crash blocking the left lane in the Lemon Grove area on the 125 North, right where it intersects with the 94, also known as Spring Street. Stop and go traffic now backed up to about Hamishaw Boulevard and Paradise Valley Road. And then we're still continuing to track this crash involving a motorcycle. It's still active on the CAT on the 15 North right at El Cajon Boulevard. This is near the Kensington and Normal Heights area as you approach the 8 connector. All right, let's go ahead and pull up those travel times. We are still at a crawl coming in from National City and Chula Vista this morning, 30 to 35 minutes with the slowest speeds on average of about 20 miles per hour or so on the 5 North and about 30 on the 805. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the travel now coming in from the East County headed west, 15 minutes in from Lemon Grove to downtown. Average speeds about 33 miles per hour, and we're still pretty slow and go coming in from Santee. Most of the brake tapping confined between the 125 and Mast, about 15 minutes full span all the way towards the 15 connector. Back to you guys. Guys, if you haven't heard, it's National Tortilla Chip Day. Yep, there's a day for that. And there are plenty of places across San Diego, as I'm sure you all know, including Fonda del Barrio. And I'm now joined by the owner. He's a familiar face here in the cuisine of Mexican food, Jerry Torres, and he's here to tell us everything that they have to offer. So delectable dishes that you have here featuring tortilla chips. What do you got for us today?
Well, basically, tortilla chips are very versatile.
Yeah.
You can make
Fresh tortilla chips from Tortillas for our chilaquiles. What's like the secret for that? What's your guys' kind of secret to making those tortilla chips from scratch?
well. There's two processes. You
And what do you have here for us today? Obviously, you guys have so many dishes featuring tortilla chips at your restaurant, right?
Yes. Well, we accented with a little bit of a salsa macha.
This looks familiar. Cochinita.
Ingredient mole that we make in-house.
27 ingredients.
That is correct.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then what do we have chef making us right here?
The chef is making a salsa de molcajete. This is the way that salsas were made in the past.
And what people, for viewers who didn't see what he was using, what ingredients are incorporated in this one specifically?
Well, you have flame grilled vegetables, tomatoes, onions, chiles.
Okay, I know our anchors are also going to try something too. Should I use these tortilla chips?
You can use those, but if you really want to go with the best tortilla chip,
Okay.
this one right here with sesame seeds.
Okay.
It's a wheat lactoche.
I'll try this one since I haven't.
It's chips and salsa.
Oh, chips and salsa, perfect.
We just do it differently.
And you guys remind viewers where you guys are located, because there are several restaurants in the Barrio Logan area. I go there several times a month. Where are you guys?
Michelin Italian restaurant.
Oh, fabulous,
Mario
yeah.
does a great job down there.
Yeah.
We're proud to be in Barrio Logan. We're proud to represent our cuisine. And well, you know, if it doesn't have a kick, it's not salsa.
That's true. What are your hours? In case viewers are
We're
interested?
open from 4 to 10,
Okay.
Tuesday through Sunday.
Details. Is there a website that folks can go to?
fondadelbarrio.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jerry, for
Thank you for
joining
having
us.
us.
What can we
Fonda
dig
de
in?
Barrio and Barrio
Dig in on
Logan.
everything.
Check them out.
Sure.
Check
Sure.
their food.
Yeah.
We'll be
Yeah,
back
a little
after
bit,
this.
Yeah.
Come on, dig in.
Thank you.
Well, you got to
Look
try
at these
one of
chips.
these tostadas. These are amazing.
This has a kick,
That right
but it's
there.
good.